is something that I hope will make Taylor Swift more conservative.
Now, I'm as surprised as you are, but Charlie Kirk is actually referring to a real phenomenon here. Because women and men both become more conservative on the whole in general after marrying. The effect on women is actually more pronounced than it is on men. Kirk doesn't seem to be interested in asking why that is because he's a fundamentally incurious person, but you and I are interested in asking why. There are a number of factors that probably all contribute to this effect. We know that men are more conservative to begin with, and financial dependence on their husbands, especially if they have small children, if they are not working, might make women more susceptible to his influence. Women also feel less connected to women as a community, so they have a weaker sense of gender-linked fate, meaning that attacks on, say, the reproductive rights of other women, if it doesn't personally affect them, just don't land anymore. We can add to that list the marriage effect, which describes how the lack of progressive vocabulary, scripts, narratives leads people to reconceptualize their lives according to the traditional ones that are very abundant and available. And so what this amounts to is a series of economic, social, and political pressures that serve to push the average recently married woman to the right.
Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge.
But Taylor Swift is by no means average, and yes, she is certainly still in charge. Those social, political, and economic factors simply aren't really factors here.
And most importantly, I can't wait to go to a Taylor Kelsey concert. I can't say it without laughing.
The reason that you can't say that without laughing is that even a buffoon like you realizes that it's absurd.
You gotta change your name. If not, you don't really mean it.
There is plenty of evidence that in opposite-sex marriages where women don't change their name, the likelihood of divorce is higher, sure. Though there are all sorts of differences between those two cohorts. Name change is just a data point. The fundamental difference here is in terms of values. I would add here this idea that she doesn't mean it if she doesn't change her name is itself a toxic narrative that contributes to the problem. Because when presented with no other information than did the wife change her name after marriage, people are much more inclined to judge those partnerships harshly, assume that they are of lower quality. And that perception, that bias, will manifest itself in microaggressions all the time. Charlie Kirk's right here being a good example. Anyway, Charlie Kirk is a clown who doesn't believe half of what he says, and we shouldn't believe any of it.